Okay, one of the things we need to do is talk about how you're going to do your counseling. Um, it's a weird time, and I don't know that we'll ever get back to where we were before. Okay, I we made face-to-face counseling may be gone forever. The telepsychology, telemedicine, may be the wave of the future, and it may be the only way that we can do things in the future. We have no idea what it's going to look like after COVID. It may go back to the way things were before, but the possibility is that it won't. Distant counseling, such as telepsychology, may be the only way to help people in the future. This is one of the things that we need to think about. And as psychologists, one of the things we need to do is we need to be able to adapt to this. One of the problems in education right now is that there are a lot of teachers out there, there are a lot of college professors out there who only know how to teach one way. They can't teach online. They can't adapt their method of their information for the online format. And these individuals I'm sure that they're going to petition to have things returned to the way they were before. But there's always a possibility that things will change forever and we'll never see that again. So it's going to be the people that adapt. And if you don't adapt, then potentially what's going to happen is you're going to fall by the wayside. So this is another thing that you need to look at. This is another thing that you need to be aware of. That counseling in the future may be what you see today. It may be Zooming, it may be Skyping, it may be Duoing, it may be Facebooking, it may be emailing, it may be cell phone conversations. This is just the way things may be in the future. So we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about how I want you to do your counseling. This is how we're going to be doing online counseling. If I'm teaching this class, I can't teach it face to face because I'm 1,500 miles north of where you guys are, north a little bit northeast of where you guys are, over by Chicago. We're about 200 miles west, directly west of Chicago. So that's where I live, and that's where I probably will stay. I may come back to Saley. It all depends on what happens in the future. Maybe if we get a vaccine, then maybe I'll be back. But if I don't, I'll be teaching this class this way from now on. So the first thing that you need to do is that you need to, these are the people that have turned in their histories. Let me see if I can go down here. There we go. Whoops, I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong screen. Okay, let's go to discussions, go all the way to the bottom. And these are the people, there are 11 of them, I think. 11 people have turned in their histories. Starts right here with Jerome Walker. These are the people that have turned in their histories, and these are the people that have characters that you can counsel. Now, you really shouldn't start counseling until you have turned in your own characters. Okay, here's somebody has counseled Lisa White. So that's one of the things I need you to do. I need you to turn in your histories, and if you haven't turned in your histories yet, you need to do that. You need to get them done as quickly as you possibly can. And I'll show you where the history is. Well, let's go back, and I'll show you where the history is. Anyway, those are the people that have turned in their histories. It's under assignments. So when you first go to the page, you get the assignments page is up, and you could here's a medical history. Here's one medical history form. Here's a second medical history form if you don't like the first one. This one's only 2 pages long. I think this one's 4 pages long. If you found the other one just too impossible to fill out, go ahead and try this one. If it comes up, let me see if it will come up. Oh, come put you up yesterday. There it is. Okay, there's the intake form. I think it's a PDF form. You can download it and print it, or you can download it as a PDF. And the way you would do that is to go to export as a PDF. Yeah, there you go. So if you have the capability of filling out a PDF, then that's what you'll want to do, is export it as PDF. Well, so let me go ahead and do that. Save it to the desktop. There we go. Okay, let's reduce this, and we'll reduce that. And here it is, right there. And this is what I have. I don't know if you guys have the same thing. Edit PDF, and then you can fill it out. Enter password. Uh-oh. If you do not have a password, please contact the author of the document. So maybe you can't fill it out like that. Maybe you'll have to print it and scan it in somehow. Okay, sorry about that. Didn't realize what I was getting myself into here. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to here. There we go. And get out of that screen. We'll go back to assignments. Okay, one of the things that I've done, I've come up with a counseling session, topics to be covered in your counseling session. This is a form. Well, we'll take a look at it in just a minute. So one of the things that you need to do, the first thing that you need to do is you need to email somebody and find out how you can make contact with them. You can either call them, you can do a counseling session over the telephone, you can do a counseling session through Zoom or Duo or Skype or Facebook, and I'm not sure of all the different ways of doing that. Or you can email them. You can email your questions to them. You can look at their history, then you can email your questions to them, and then they can email you back their answers. So the first thing you do is you email a potential client if they agree to have a counseling session with you. The next thing that you need to do is read the client's history and any previous counseling notes that someone has written up for that client to know where they are as far as their counseling sessions are concerned. One of the things that you need to do is make a potential plan for how you're going to counsel your client, with the understanding, of course, that the client and their needs should always guide the session. That is number one. So you may make a plan and none of it may come to fruition. But it's always good to know that you have an idea of what you are going to be looking for. And maybe write down some potential questions. And I'll show you what the topics to be covered in your counseling session looks like. Okay, so then what you need to do is conduct your session either by email or cell phone or by Skype or by some Zoom or whatever. You need to do that. You need to take counseling notes while you're doing your session. You need to take counseling notes. And let me show you what this counseling session thing looks like. There you go. Topics to be covered in the counseling session. This is information that you need to get from the client's history, the current symptoms, past psychiatric history, and social. This should be a slash in here. There we go. Social developmental history. That has to do with their family structure or whatever. And then you need to do the interview. You need to do a synopsis of the interview. You need to identify the client's strengths if they have any. And sometimes it's difficult to tell, especially the first time you counsel the individual. Sometimes it looks like they don't have strengths because they're showing you their weaknesses. But you need to look for strengths. Maybe they have come up with some goals. If they haven't, don't worry about it. These are questions that, these are topics that you need to be looking for while you're doing your counseling. And then you need to come up with a diagnosis. Now, normally they've told you what they think that their problem is. That's why they're coming in today. That's why they need counseling. They will tell you what their problem is. But maybe you don't agree with that. Maybe it's something else. Maybe they're trying to. Maybe they see the family as the problem, and you see them as the problem. And then you need to come up with a plan. And that's what I am looking for. Oh, I'm sorry, a plan. And you need to identify whether the person is suicidal or not, or if the person is so angry that they may potentially do harm to others. If this is the case, of course, we need to contact someone. We need to contact the authorities so that we can stop them from hurting anybody. Of course, these are all fictional characters, so we certainly wouldn't do that. But the reason I wrote this down is because you need to be aware that these are two topics that you need to always have an answer for after every session. Is there potential harm to themselves, and is there potential harm to others? And then, of course, you need to record the length of the session, and this will probably be somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes. Okay, so this is to help you to do your counseling sessions. This form right here, and you can find this form if I can get rid of this. Oh yeah, I need to save that. Okay, you can get that form right here just by clicking this, and that will give you a copy of the form. There you go, and you can print it out. All right. And you need to do that 10 times. You need to do 10 counseling sessions. You may find that, oops, I got out of the wrong thing. Okay. Anyway, so you need to do that 10 times, and that's the requirement for the class, to do 10 mock counseling sessions with someone else. So if you've finished all your quizzes and you've put something in the discussion questions, and you've answered all the discussion questions, then you need to do 10 counseling sessions, and you need to write your paper. Your paper should be on your character's problems. So there you go. That's all I really had for you today. I will give you all of this. I will give you all this information. What am I talking about? I'll email you this video. I'll email it to everybody, and I'll also put it. I'll also put it on the website. Okay. There you go. I hope this helped a little bit or helped some. I'm sure this form will help since it tells you what you should be looking for. And for some reason, I have 2 pages here. Wait a second. Let's see if I can get rid of the other page. There we go. Only 1 page. All right, there you go. So good luck and have fun with this. If you don't enjoy your work, then it becomes work. I enjoy my work sometimes, except when I hem and haw and can't figure out what I'm talking about. So there you go. Good luck to everyone, and like I said, have fun with this. I hope everyone, if somebody has any trouble with this, then what I want you to do is give me a call, or I forgot about my office hours this morning, but I looked at my email and I guess nobody was there, so nobody noticed that I missed my office hours. So there you go. Please, I want you guys to all pass. I want everybody to get an A. So do the best that you possibly can. You don't have to answer all these questions. Sometimes you probably should answer these 3 questions from the history, but from the interview, synopsis of the interview, sometimes you're not going to get any strengths, as I said before. Sometimes the client's goals won't be obvious and you won't have anything to write down. But you should come up with some kind of a diagnosis. And a lot of times it's going to be a repeat of what you saw before in the client's history. but you should always be thinking anytime that you are seeing a client, or anytime you're doing counseling, you need to make these determinations. Is there a potential for self-harm, or is there a potential for that they may harm others? This is something that you should always have in the back of your mind as to how whether the client is lucid or not, or whether they're so angry they're ready to hurt somebody. You certainly don't want somebody to commit suicide. That's never good. Anyway, so that's it, and I will put this up. And good luck, and stay safe, and have fun with this. Okay. As soon as you finish your 10 counseling sessions, and you've written your paper, and you've done all your discussions and all your quizzes, you're finished with the class. So there you go. I will probably not be making any more videos for this class, but I wish everybody well.